Welcome to the Cheez-It 355 here at the Watkins Glen International for the NSMS Charter Cup Series, race number 7. 31 drivers are going to battle it out to see who can conquer the Glen and take home a victory and lock themselves into the chase. Here to look at your whole field. And now we're going to take a tour of this 2.45 mile track. Start at the start-finish line, then come to turn 1, which is very wide. Then you come up through the S's, and then the long back straightaway, heading into the inner loop. Then once you go past the inner loop, you head right through the carousel, pretty tough turn. And then 2 more corners, which lead right back to the start-finish line. So that's the tour of the track, and let's take a look at your drivers to watch for today's race. Marcus Ambrose is always strong in the road courses, especially Watkins Glen, as he's won twice in the Sprint Cup Series and is looking strong this weekend as he's starting 3rd. Tony Stewart has the most wins at this track than anyone in the field. He is also looking strong and he is starting 4th. AJ Allmendinger just won here last year in the Sprint Cup Series, and he won the other road course we visited earlier this season, and he's looking for another win as he's starting in the 12th position. And now we're going to go down to the command to fire the engines. Gentlemen and Danica, fire your engines. Now that we've got the command, the field's going to roll off. Now we're going to take a look at your starting lineup for the Cheez-It 355. Starting on the pole is Jeff Gordon. To his outside is Rowdy Kyle Busch. Row number 2, you find Marcus Ambrose and Tony Smoke Stewart. Row number 3 has Matt Kenseth and Kevin Harvick. In row number 4, you find Carl Edwards and Casey Kane. Row number 5 has Greg Biffle and Denny Hamlin. Back in row number 6, you have Martin Truex Jr. and AJ Allmendinger. Row 7, you find Trevor Bayne and Eric Almirola. In row number 8, you find Michael Waltrip and Jimmy Johnson. And then about mid-pack in row number 9, you have Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Clint Boyer. Row 10 has Austin Dillon and Joey Logano. In row number 11, you have David Gilliland and Josh Wise. Row 12 has Ryan Newman and Danica Patrick. Row number 13, you find Kyle Larson and Casey Mears. Row 14 has David Reagan and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. In row number 15, you have Kurt Busch and Jimmy McMurray. And rounding out the field is Brad Keselowski. Here's your race info: 31 drivers as usual, 12 laps, and Jeff Gordon is starting on the pole. Now we're going to go down to the green flag to start the Cheez-It 355 here at Watkins Glen. Jeff Gordon and Kyle Busch lead him down to the green. Gordon has the edge, heading up through the S's. Whoa, what a save from Hamlin. Jeff Gordon clears Kyle Busch for the lead. Off the final turn, he'll lead lap number 1. Now we're on lap number 2. Marcus Ambrose following them in 3rd. Oh, Carl Edwards goes around. Hard hit for Casey Kane into the tire barrier. Caution is out already on lap number 2. That was a... Oh my gosh, he's up on top of the tire wall. And that is a great sign. Casey Kane walking away from that wreck. Now we're going to take a look at your instant replay of that. So coming to complete lap number 1, right there's contact between Harvick and Edwards. And Edwards went around. And then, ooh, looks like Casey Kane got a little help from Kevin Harvick there. Let's him just head on to that tire barrier. Tires flying everywhere and eventually lands on top of the tire wall. And that'll end both of their days. And they've fixed the tire wall. Now we're going to go back green here on lap number 4. Jeff Gordon leads him back down. Kyle Busch gets moved out of the way, 3 wide. Ambrose is 2nd. Kenseth gets moved out of the way by Busch. Side by side in the inner loop. Ambrose is going to take the lead. Off the final turn, he'll lead lap number 5. Tony Stewart now moving up into the 3rd position, 3 wide. Here comes Martin Truex Jr. in 4th. Let's go on board with Jeff Gordon heading through the inner loop and now through the carousel. He's closing in on Ambrose. Whoa, he gets a little loose. What a save from him. Stewart now up into the second spot. Now we're on lap 6. Ambrose to the lead. Now we're going to get a flyby of the field, heading through the S's. Oh, hard hit for Austin Dillon. Josh Wise involved. Danica Patrick and Ryan Newman involved as well. Huge crash in the S's here on lap 6. There's Danica in that, Ryan Newman in there, Josh Wise, and Austin Dillon. Let's see how that happened. He got a little help from Gilliland, it looked like. And then just watch him go driver's side first into that wall. Got 2 tires off the ground. Hard hit for Josh Wise. And then Ryan Newman just gets pile driven by Danica Patrick there. And that's going to end their days as well. Now we're back green here with 4 laps to go. Marcus Ambrose takes the field back down to the line. Tony Stewart hanging in there with him. Kyle Busch making it 3 wide. Ambrose clears Tony Stewart for the lead. Now we're going to get another flyby of the cars going to the carousel. Ambrose is going to lead the lap. 3 to go here at Watkins Glen. Kyle Busch looking under Stewart for the 2nd spot. He's going to take it. Now Martin Truex Jr. looking for the 3rd spot. Ambrose still leading. Let's go on board with him through the carousel. And now into the final 2 turns. He's going to lead that lap. 2 to go here at Watkins Glen. Who's going to win it? Kyle Busch is really closing in on him. Martin Truex Jr. waiting in the wings just if anything were to happen. A.J. Allmendinger in 4th, Tony Stewart in 5th. White flag is out. Kyle Busch locks up the brakes. They're sideways. Contact in the S's. Here comes Martin Truex Jr. heading through the inner loop. Kyle Busch to the lead. Here they come back up into the wall. Martin Truex Jr. to the lead. Here comes A.J. Allmendinger. But off the final turn, Kyle Busch is going to win the Cheez-It 355 at Watkins Glen. And what an unbelievable finish. That was just crazy there. Between those 4 drivers duking it out for the win. Now congrats to Kyle Busch for winning the race. He does his burnout in the turn 1 area. He is your winner for the Cheez-It 355. He's celebrating with his team in victory lane, and he's locked into the chase. Now we're going to take a look at your finishing results of today's race. So obviously winning the race was Kyle Busch, 2nd A.J. Allmendinger, 3rd Marcus Ambrose, 4th Martin Truex Jr., 5th Tony Stewart, 6th Matt Kenseth, 7th Jeff Gordon, 8th Greg Biffle, 9th Trevor Bayne, 10th Kevin Harvick, 11th was Denny Hamlin, 12th Eric Almirola, 13th Michael Waltrip, 14th Jimmy Johnson, 15th Dale Earnhardt Jr., 16th Joey Logano, 17th Clint Boyer, and 18th was David Gilliland. Finishing 19th was Kyle Larson, 20th Brad Keselowski, 21st Casey Mears, 22nd Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 23rd David Reagan, 24th Jamie McMurray, 25th Kurt Busch, 26th Danica Patrick, 27th Ryan Newman, 28th Josh Wise, 29th Austin Dillon, 30th was Casey Kane, and finishing last was Carl Edwards. And now we're going to take a look at our point standings. So the top 7 in points are locked into the chase, and you can see the cutoff line. David Reagan is currently into the chase, and he's ahead of Stewart by only 1 point. That's going to be very interesting to watch for, as there's only 3 more races until the chase. But Jimmy Johnson's still leading the point standings, and you can see Denny Hamlin is only 9 points behind him, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. 10th. And look at Michael Waltrip, 12th in points. Really strong this year. So 18th, Trevor Bayne. Tied for 19th, Kyle Larson, Jeff Gordon. Look at Marcus Ambrose and Martin Truex Jr. Ambrose went from 29th to 21st, and Truex went from 28th to 21st. And Danica Patrick's tied with them. And then there's Kurt Busch and Ricky Stenhouse tied for 24th. And then there's Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, Ryan Newman, Matt Kenseth. Some big names towards the back. David Gilliland looks like has a really slim chance of making it in. But anyway, thanks for watching the Cheez-It 355 at Watkins Glen for Race 7 of the NSMS Charter Cup Series. Hope you enjoyed it. I worked really hard on it. And Race 8 will be coming from Rochester Motor Speedway. And if you haven't seen what that track looks like, it's up on my Instagram. But anyway, see you then.